I've been shooting the Walther PDP F-Series for quite a few years, and I love the pistol. This gun is ideal for people who have small and medium hands. As you can see, I have a good grip in the back and the front. The recoil goes straight on my gun instead of my thumb. People like me who have small hands or medium-sized hands and the guns are too big, we tend to compromise our grip, and we tend to do this. And so what happened with that is our thumb is the only thing kinda that is getting most of the recoil instead of the back of the hand. The other challenge that I have is reach. So you may have pretty, kind of bare size palms, but you may have short fingers. And so it's not only having this part of the gun that you can reach, that you can wrap around, but also trigger reach. And that's something I get with this pistol. And it's very good. Now, I've been hinting for the past few days about shooting a new pistol. And that comes because after Walther released the F-Series, they came up with the PDP Steel Frame. And I have a thing with heavy guns. I really like them. So I decided, why not? Why not give it a try? I got the 4-inch. Why? Because it's very comparable with my F-Series, and I didn't want to change everything. I wanted my gun, especially if I'm doing a transition, that it didn't feel too different, except for the weight, of course. My good friend Cody from Walther, he said, Gabby, you need to get the Fox trigger. And I was like, really, is it gonna make a lot of a difference? As I grabbed it, and I grabbed the gun, and I put this new trigger, the Fox trigger, and I reached the trigger, I was like, man, that really feels good. But I like numbers. I like something that is more factual, because sometimes our emotions can deceive us. So what I did is just grab the caliper and start making some measurements. And I'm going to tell you what the measurements are, and you'll be surprised that this steel frame with everything that I put on is not so different from the PDP F-Series. So let's get started. I measured the trigger reach for both guns, and for the PDP F-Series, it was about 2.5 inches, give or take, between the back of the grip to the middle of the trigger. However, the PDP Steel Frame, it was slightly longer the distance, which was 2.654 approximately. So when you think about it, there's just such a small difference between these guns, yet you can see it right here. I have good grip on both handguns, as you can see here, but you can see that with the F-Series, I do have that extra reach. Now, that said, that doesn't necessarily mean that I have bad reach on this trigger. It is just very good, and I'm not compromising absolutely anything on my grip. The next measurements I made was what I call the length and the width of the grip, and I just put them that way because I have to put a label on each measurement. So the length on the F-Series from the widest point was 1.97. Now this surprises me. By the way, this grip is a lock grip, but it's a small grip, just like that comes with a pistol. So this grip here, 1.97, was larger than this one, not by much. Nonetheless, it was wider, which surprised me. This gun is all polymer, doesn't need an extra grip. That's the difference with the steel frame. And you may think, oh my god, that looks very, very different, right? The width is 1.19 and this one is 1.97. 0.336 inches. So in the overall thing, it's not necessarily a huge difference. To me, the most important thing is the reach to the trigger without compromising my grip, so I have all that recoil coming to the back of my hand instead of doing this thing here that most of the recoil goes into my thumb. So as you can see, this pistol with all the accessories I have, especially this trigger, it's amazing and I cannot wait to shoot it. I'll make another video about this red dot, about the internals on each gun, so wait for that video coming soon.